Hello, Moto America fans, and welcome to this latest edition of Off Track with Carruthers and Bice. We are at Ridge Motorsports Park in the Pacific Northwest, Shelton, Washington, and I think we might be as far as we can possibly get away from where Danilo Petrucci is from in Italy.
In the whole world?
Yeah, pretty well, unless we go the other way around the world or something. So we thought, best time to talk to him when he's this far from home. But he does have his girlfriend with him this weekend, so that helps.
You seem a lot happier with the girlfriend, too. I just want to tell you that.
Yeah, at least...
It's been a lot easier on us when the girlfriend's here. So if you need us to pay for her to be here, we will.
Next time, my mother will be. So
okay, perfect.
Oh, okay.
I hope that I will smile anyway.
Sean always likes the mother.
Yeah.
I do. I'm a fan. So does your mother and your girlfriend, they get along okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem. At the moment, no problem. But because my girlfriend is not even 1 year that we are together.
Okay,
so.
all right.
It's too early not to like.
Yeah.
So when your mother comes, the girlfriend will leave, or they both come? Stay?
No. One per time. Cannot
too
send.
many women.
Yeah, exactly. I'm already losing my hair at home. And,
One thing, it seems like it might have changed for you this year from what we maybe thought, is when you first came into the country and living Scranton, Pennsylvania, we thought you'd maybe go over to Italy a little bit, but it seems like you're going back over after each round. Has that changed?
The fact was that the previous trip, let's say, I needed to stay for a long time because we had a test in Barber, more or less 10 days before the race in VIR. And then we supposed to go in another track to go testing, but on the wet, but was too hot for testing on the wet tires. So I said, okay, I have 10 days to go back home to to have better training and so on, because in Scranton I am alone and I'm living in an hotel and not really a lot of things to do. And so I go back home for, I think, 1 week. Then I supposed to stay for till Road America, and also after, because we went testing in Brainerd last week. But after VIR, I crashed so hard, and we supposed to go testing in Pittsburgh, but for me it was not possible to ride, and I go back home again. And in fact, I don't want to do like this because it was really, really stressful. A lot of travel. Last week, I spent really a lot of time sleeping because all the jet lag, all the different timing, and on the plane is about 1 day of traveling and 1 day for coming back. So it was tough. Now I will stay there in USA till 15 on July, then I go back Italy because there is the World Ducati Week in Italy, the Ducati Festival. And then I think I will stay longer again after Brainerd in August. I think with some friends I will stay there in USA. And I'm, let's say, trying to understand where can I live, where can I stay next year, maybe rent an house, something like that.
California.
Yeah.
That's my suggestion.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lovely place. Last holiday I did before the COVID, before all the travel mess, I went in California. And if you love motorbikes, this is the heaven for if you like motorbikes.
I'll tell you what, if you come to where I live, you'll say Brainerd's the best racetrack I've ever been to. VIR is the smoothest racetrack I've ever. You'll love everything because you'll be so happy.
Yeah. In fact, I want to try to let's say to understand more this and not traveling so much. Let's say I'm getting used to everything, but for sure not having a base, not having your things is something that I'm struggling a bit to understand. But day by day, I'm getting used to everything.
And even at the racetrack, not even talking about riding the bike or racing the bike, but just your situation at the racetrack is a lot different than what you're used to, right? Normally you have people that do this and people do this and people do that, and you're doing everything yourself. So that makes things more difficult for when you do go on the racetrack.
Yeah, exactly. Now till last year on Thursday was let's say the busiest day for media, for all the stuff, for talking about the weekend and all the interviews, all the media opportunities we got in MotoGP. And now on Tuesday I have to prepare all the stuff, all the visor, cleaning everything, prepare the airbags and so on, clean my helmet, like I was doing a few moments ago.
Right.
And so
did you know how? Or did you have to learn?
No, I have to learn. I had to learn. And fortunately at home, and especially because now also after practice I have to clean everything. And in MotoGP you are simply not, you just go there and you have everything set. You just have to go to the box for the meeting, and then you just go inside your office where you have all the stuff, and into the garage. Not so many things to do. You just have to focus there, and even because the format of the race is so close, and you have to do a lot of things, and you cannot really follow all this. For example, the equipment you have, or the helmets, the visor, the boots, and everything. You need the people that take care of everything. It's quite busy the weekend. Now it's busy in a different way, but I'm enjoying taking care of everything. It's for sure I have less time to go around to see, but at the end it's good. It's more easy, more relaxed. The thing I wanted.
Do you like? In MotoGP, they have qualifying on Saturday, which almost feels like a race, and then they have the race on Sunday. Do you like having the two races?
Yeah, I like. Even if for sure having another session of pre-practice on Saturday afternoon this year could have been useful for me because 80% of the track are new. So having another chance to go on track would have been better, but it is what it is. At the end, I was not used to, let's say, to have a race. After the race, I say, okay, now I don't want anymore to see my bike, but now you have another race in the day after, and it was good. It's good to have more racing. It's the things why we are here. I like to have two races.
And then also, if things go badly Saturday, you have a chance to make the bike better or to make a different result.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I have a question. You know who Clint Eastwood is? The actor Clint Eastwood.
Sorry? Yeah, sure, yeah.
He did a lot of movies, cowboy movies in Italy before your time, even I think before our times. Here's what I want to ask you about. Italian, they called them spaghetti westerns. Well, every cowboy movie, and you've seen them, you've got the man in white and the man in black. You always have the black hat, white hat.
Good guy, bad guy.
Yeah. When you came into this series, I mean, I remember that when you stopped at the Dakar and had those little kids rev the bike. It was the greatest moment ever. I never thought you'd end up having kind of the black hat on the beginning of the year. Do you feel like that's your role, and do you not want to have that role, or are you okay with it?
Let's say, for sure, I understood that. Here the rider, certainly wanted to beat me because I'm coming here from MotoGP, from Europe, and after the Dakar, there was a lot of media impact about me because I did something really something that I did never expect to do, to win a stage, to complete the Dakar, and so on. And the fact was that there was really a lot of attention because in January there are no any championships, so everybody was following the Dakar and coming here and beat me. I understood is something that everyone wants to do. But then, yeah, it's more friendly here, the environment. So it's not really something good and bad or black and white.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I just see because we are fighting. I mean, more or less in 4 riders. We are fighting for win this championship. And 2 of them are from South Africa,
right?
And Jake
Very
is
good
from
point.
yeah, and Jake is from USA. So maybe he's the really cowboy coming from here, and especially for what I understood is coming from Colorado. It's something that reminds of the desert or something really far from Italy. Because in Italy we don't have desert. We just have desert, but maybe it's like, I don't know, 1,000 square feet because it's plenty of people.
Right.
But no, still I don't understand if I am the white of the black of the white. But for sure, yeah, everyone wants to stay in front of me.
Right.
And I mean, rightly. I mean, and
sure.
They are. I mean, if I was in the same position. I was in the same position in MotoGP when I fight with some other good riders that maybe won, I don't know, many races. Mm-hmm. You wanted to beat him more because you say I beat, I don't know, Valentino or Jorge or some riders that are really good, and so you are like more focused or more angry.
Right.
More committed to beat him, and yeah, but it's good at the moment. We haven't really any issues.
The 4 guys you mentioned, Jake, Cam, Scholz, are they better than you thought they would be?
Yeah, they are good. Sincerely, I did watch some races of last year, and I think this year the level is really more tight. I think Matthew has improved, also Cameron is improved. Jake is still really fast, and I didn't have any idea. Mm-hmm. I mean, when I arrived to Austin. I said, I don't know if I can win or I finish 10th because we had just a few days of testing and was everything new. Then after Austin, I said, okay, I'm a good level, but then I going to Road America, I say, no, it's more tough than I expected because the track was new and was so narrow, so difficult to understand. But then after the weekend, I enjoyed a lot Road Atlanta, for example, even if we had that mechanical failure.
Before we forget, I noticed they had a power outage in Germany, right?
Yeah,
so we're not the only guys that have power outages. MotoGP also has them, okay?
Yeah, exactly. It happened, and yeah, it was something really, it happens one in a million.
Right.
I was so, let's say, disappointed. I was sad that it happens just the second race,
right.
and but anyway, it has gone, and I mean, at the moment we have no debit with bad luck, mm-hmm. And yeah, it's anyway the level of the championship is it's really high, and also the bike are really good. But I don't have any, let's say, every round is different, because every round for me is almost the track is new, and this is the main issue. That the thing that I struggle a bit is that the track, the layout, the pavement is really different compared of what I was used to. But and they know really well how to go, so it's even more difficult.
Yeah, they know every bump.
Yeah, exactly. I remember so well in VIR and also in Road Atlanta when I was following Jake at the beginning of the race. He was jumping really from a bump to another, cutting the inside curb, and so I said, I mean, there are some secret spots around here, but you just discover that when you are in the racing.
Yeah, and it takes some time, years.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm getting used for sure. At the beginning was quite a shock because, I mean, in MotoGP we are like, there is, I don't know, 3-4 bumps
it's like this.
around the track. We want a new pavement for the next year.
Right.
And I remember so well last year in Austin, after Friday practice in MotoGP, we didn't want to race.
And, I remember that, yes.
Yeah, and because the track was too bumpy.
Right.
And Loris Baz texted me and say, look, at the Austin is the less bumpy track they got.
The smoothest one in the world here.
But I said, maybe it's just joking.
Yeah.
But when I arrived there, I understood that he was not joking. But it's I remember Kevin Schwantz saying that that we did not have to complain because it's a characteristic of the track. It's let's say another point of view, and day by day I'm trying to understand. For sure, I was not used to see all this kind of different pavement, the walls in certain points, and but yeah, I'm getting used.
Which is the hardest part, and which is the most different? Is it the fact it seems really narrow, or is it the bumps, or is it the walls?
It's a mix of them because I heard many people say, you cannot complain about the safety of the track here in USA if you did the Dakar, that is maybe one of the most dangerous races in the world.
Right,
I was going to ask you that.
Right.
But at Dakar, when you are not sure what's going on after the crash, or when you don't have the clear situation, you can just close the throttle and see maybe where is the best line to follow. Here, in some places, you need to be careful because you need to push 100%, and you see maybe the track that is bumpy and the wall so close. And I say, if I crash here, I immediately hit the wall. And lap per lap, you have to repeat this kind of thing. And let's say it's a different approach to racing, but I'm starting to understand. I start to like it for sure. I think that I would like to improve, to suggest is the safety of the track, because I think already this is a very dangerous sport and we don't have to risk much more than needed. So the organizers of the championship understood this, and also in Road America, they showed me all the places. We had a lot of talk, but sincerely, because I see a lot of effort by the organizers, and I would like to see, let's say, the reward by people looking at the championship, more riders coming here, because it's really nice. It's something that I didn't expect to have this kind of good environment here in the paddock.
Well, so in the beginning, you obviously you had to adjust to the fact that you don't have anybody that's preparing your leathers and all that. You said that. So it seemed like at Road America, I don't know whether it was a better weekend for you because you're starting to get acclimated to what it's like to be in America and not having to deal with what you're saying. But is it like you're saying you're kind of getting used to what this is, so it kind of contributes to maybe helping your mood in general be better?
First of all,
It's the girlfriend.
Well, then there's the girlfriend. Yes.
I wish it was like this, but in fact, we had a big problem in VIR on Saturday morning, and we're still investigating what's happened on the bike, because on Friday we almost did the pole position on qualifying, and the bike was really good. Saturday morning, in a moment, I went into the track for qualifying too, and my bike was literally no engine brake. It was like I was shifting to neutral braking. So
Like a two-stroke.
Yeah, exactly. We went crazy because we said we haven't changed nothing, but on the data we saw that really in some parts, especially on braking, the rear wheel was faster than the front wheel. So my bike was really pushing me. And in fact, Saturday, the race in VIR on Saturday was a disaster for me, because really I was struggling to stay on the bike after a few laps. And this happened also on Sunday, then the crash, so I was really scared. And in Road America, I really enjoyed the track. I think it's one of the best track I ever been. But on Friday, the same. We had the same problem on braking. And learning a new track with this kind of issues, especially Road America with this long straight and hard braking area, we went completely crazy.
Yeah,
and
bad for the confidence.
Yeah, I said, I don't know. If I brake early, more I cannot make the corner. And learning a new track like this was impossible. On Friday, we were 2 seconds far from Jake. We were it was a complete disaster. And for that reason, we say, okay, we need a bit of help. So from Ducati, they asked us to remove the exhaust valve that was going crazy. We didn't know that. And on Saturday morning, the situation was much better, but we need to set up all the electronics things again. We started Saturday morning from zero, and in such a long track like Road America, it's more than 2 minutes. In qualifying, you have really less time.
Not many laps.
We did 5 complete laps.
Yeah.
And we went racing like this, but at the end, I felt again my bike, but since Saturday from Road America, and this unfortunately affect a lot also my human behavior. When I'm not, this was always a problem I got in my career. When there is something not working, you can read on my face that if I don't feel
and then
good,
you're not nice to me and Sean.
Exactly. Right. I think he's
but
mad
with
at me.
no one, with anyone. And it's something that when you spend all your life going through this racing and something is not working, that is not under your control, I got crazy.
It's hard. Yeah. America, I don't remember if it was I think it was on Sunday, we had kind of talked about the fact that they're going to repave that track next year, and they haven't repaved it since the 90s, so it's going to be a full repave. And you said, I'd like to come back and race on that track when it's repaved. So then after that, a bunch of stuff came out. Is he only here for 1 year? What's he going to do after this?
He's not. He's coming back.
Well, I want to ask, because I guess it was GP1, Riccardo Guglielmetti or something had talked to you, and you had said something about the possibility of doing a wild card. I think Portimao, where you tested.
Yeah, but it's an idea, and
right.
I know the same thing that you know.
Not much.
Not much, exactly. I would have go in holiday at the end of September when this championship is finished, and maybe go in vacation because after MotoGP season last year, during October, November, December, I went testing in Dubai with the Dakar bike, with the rally bike. Then I went to the Dakar. I got injured many times. I come back and again go testing for Moto America. No rest.
Yeah.
And especially, I don't know why it's 6 months that I'm really always injured, and it never happened in my career to be injured for so long time. Always small things, but one by each other. Always not really feeling good, and I need to take a breath and take some rest. For this reason, I decided a few days ago to not going to the Dakar next year.
Oh, okay.
And I think you are the first ones that I see.
Yeah, we broke some news here. Yeah, because I was going to ask you about that, if that was your plan.
It's too hard.
much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Too much. Especially if I want to do this championship again next year, I need a bit of rest and let's say set up everything, having maybe come to USA, visiting the place, and maybe try, as I told you, to
Get settled.
trying to maybe rent an house, stay there, stay around, and I cannot do the Dakar again, and it's too difficult, too much. And
So this is interesting to talk to you about. I mean, you're kind of saying you were thinking about next year in Moto America. Well, here's what I want to clarify. This story that was out, and again, I don't know anything, but but as you pointed out, thank you, by the way, I appreciate it. Didn't know.
No, I did.
Oh yeah, it was Paul. So I think you were quoted as saying my team, and I didn't understand whether you meant Ducati Corsa or HSBK Warhorse.
No. For what I know, it's the HSBK team that wants to go racing there. But there are many, let's say, logistics problem because we have to send everything to Europe, make flight cases. So we need a bit of help from Ducati, but Ducati got no anymore, for example, the Superbike test team. So they don't have let's say a team that can help us, giving us the bike and so on. So it's a big effort. If we go, will be a big effort. And it's an idea by HSBK. It's not by Ducati. I think they already asked to Ducati a bit of help. For this reason, the news came out. But as I told you, I just know this.
Right.
There is this idea to do that race, but at the moment I don't know if we go.
I mean, thanks for clarifying, because I wasn't sure if it was coming from Italy or from here. So one of the things that's interesting, I love in your Twitter account, it says I like wheels. That's all it says. I mean, can you tell us about that? Do you love riding? I mean, is it just... driving cars? Do you love driving cars?
Yeah. I like wheels, because it's since a long time that I had on my bio there is this just few words, but because I would have ride. I like engines, but I like also going on bicycle, and I like bicycle. My brother is a pro bicycle racer. He is going downhill and enduro races. And so we have plenty of two-wheel things at home. And for this reason, I spent all my life staying on a wheel thing. And first bicycle, then motorbikes. Then when I got the license, also the cars. But let's say I never think about for example, car racing, maybe in the future, but I never think about it. I always prefer motorbikes.
Right.
And so yeah, it's always I think I spent more than half of my life on motorbikes or on a bike. So it's something that really came natural to me. My mother said that I start going on bicycle before start talking.
That's good.
It's something that really feels natural to me, and I like a lot. For this reason, I choose to to race the Dakar because you stay all the day on the bike, maybe even too much. Because 2 weeks for 12 hours on the bike for 2 weeks long is something that still have to understand how to do it. But it's a kind of sense of freedom for me. It's something that I really like.
When you were young, and I don't know when the errors match up with your age or whatever, but when you were your young boy, was it Valentino Rossi or was it some Americans, maybe Kevin Schwantz and Wayne Rainey? Which of those guys did you follow the most? Or
my idol was Capirossi, because my father, since 1991, when I was born, because I am from October 1990. My father, after 2 months, began working with Team Pilleri as a truck driver. And in that time, Capirossi was racing in 1 to 5. So I grew, and he was working with him till 95. So when I was 3-4 years old, I started to go on pocket bike, and for me there was nothing better than watching motorbikes on the TV, especially because sometimes the camera. I was always looking for my father.
Right.
My father was working with the team, and I have many photos with Capirossi holding me on the arm.
You're probably already bigger than him.
Yeah. But when I started with the pocket bike at 6, I started at 3 years old with the pocket bike, but at 6 years old I was already wearing his leather suit.
Wow.
Capirossi raced for Wayne for a while too, so it's interesting.
Back in 96, my father remained with Team Pilleri, and they were racing with Barros, and Loris went racing for Team Rainey, and he won the first race in Australia at the end of the year, 96, with the Yamaha. Yeah, I'm really expert about that year.
That's
because
good.
I know
everything.
I think I watched the 90 from 91 till 98, 99. I got videotapes of the old classes, 1 to 5, 250, and 500.
Wow.
And every day, I think a pair of time each, watching
awesome.
the races. I remember so many races. I watched it more races from that year that when I was racing for myself, because when I am not good, I didn't watch another race. And in 2020, I just won a race in a MotoGP, so I watched just that race. I'm watching more MotoGP now that I'm not in anymore than when I was racing, because when I had a bad race, I said, no, I don't want to look anymore. And Kevin Schwantz at that time was an idol also for a lot of people, but my father was cheering for Wayne.
Oh wow!
So
cool.
That's good.
so we
That's
had always this kind of fight with my father, but I was like 3-4 years old, and he was joking with me, and I remember that day in Misano in '93, and I was so young. But for me, I was like a child that instead of watching cartoons, I was watching racing.
Wow, because you like wheels.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it was like watching superheroes.
Yeah.
There were Rainey, Schwantz, Duan, Gardner, these ones.
So you remember Harada and Capirossi?
Yeah, back
That
in
was
98,
crazy.
98. Yeah. I remember so well because I was always a big fan of Loris, and then that race was not really nice.
No.
And if you do that now, I think you can go even into the jail.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah, it's much more different. But
Yeah.
I remember so well that year. that years I'm so well prepared about that.
That's great. I want to ask you a question. So I got a call during this, and it was somebody on your team.
Yeah, we know.
Well, no, there was somebody on your team who's. I got to talk to you about this person on your team. Most of the guys on your team are Italian. Maurizio Perlini is your crew chief. Love the guy. He's just a terrific guy. There's one guy on your team who went to Portimao with you, and he's always around you. He's American. He just called me on the phone. Danny Anderson.
Yeah.
I love that guy, but he's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
What do you think?
One of the best mechanics I ever had, because no talking. He's always all the day, since the morning to the evening, around the bike.
Mm-hmm. Constantly.
But never talk. Just really committed to the work. It's something really nice to see people that really cares about your bike. And I didn't know. He told me a story, and he is a vegetarian.
Yes.
And is, I don't know, I mean, it's more than 10 years, I think, that he's not even drinking any alcohol. Mm-hmm. And after Austin, after the first win, I said, okay, I try a taste of champagne. So we give him a tablespoon. And we said every victory you have to improve the amount of. But unfortunately, we stop at 3. And I say for the end of the year, I wanted that you drink all the bottle all the way. But I need to win first, and I wanted to go back on the top step as soon as possible. But yeah, Danny is really very committed guy. Yeah. Really good, and it's really a pleasure to work with a guy that is really committed.
Yeah, and for the fans out there, I mean, I'm not trying to necessarily single out Danny Anderson, but I happen to really like him a lot. I've worked with him before. He was with Broster Chicken Honda a few years ago, so he worked with Jake Gagne. He also worked with Matthew Skoltz on Westby Racing a couple of years ago. He joined Danilo's team, and he's always around Danilo, always around the bike. And funny little story, our camera, our video people are usually pretty close around you when you're going in and out. And one of our guys, who's a big guy, he was kind of rating away. I don't know if you remember this moment, but Danny said, essentially, don't do that again. And our guy felt so bad about it. And I went up to Danny later and I said, oh man, I'm sorry that happened. He goes, yeah, no, it's okay. I just, and he's so focused. He just doesn't want anything to get in front of you. So that's the way these crew guys are, aren't they? It's all about the riders.
Yeah. It's really, sometimes I think he's more focused than me, especially before the race, because he needs to be so focused, because mainly everyone thinks that this is quite a solo sport, because the rider is just need to ride the bike and can win the race. But maybe this happened 40 years ago, when you just unload the bike from the trailer and go racing. And now it's...
My father would argue with that.
I mean, and I'm 30 years old, so I don't even know.
Right.
I mean, but I maybe not, let's say it was less professional than now. But now for sure the rider needs to win the races, but it's like a kind of teamwork, because you can lose or win a race, even just if a mechanic forgot to really, he forgot to set a screw, or maybe he forgot something on the bike, and you can lose the race. Or maybe you can win the race because a mechanic did something really good or something different. It's really important, and it's something that I understood year by year, and for this reason I always try to maintain a good environment inside the team. This year is difficult because we are, let's say, we are 3 Italians in the middle of all the American guys. So we are working on an Italian bike, and it's pretty different to the Japanese bike. So everyone needs to be really careful and really focused. But yeah, at the moment we didn't have any big issue for sure. We had that mechanical failure in Atlanta, but yeah, it's something that can happen in races, and but it's a lot of teamwork that lead to a good result.
You finished?
Well, I got one more thing.
Always has one more.
I know we're running out of time, yeah, but I want to talk about this, and you touched on it. So, you are Italian, and you are on an Italian bike. What does that mean to you?
It's really nice. It's really nice because, you know, if you are passionate about bikes in Italy, you always want to try a Ducati, and I mean, it's the best factory. We have the best technology. We have, it's like the Ferrari of the two wheels. And you know, I tried my first Ducati. I don't know, was a 916. Really, when I started, there was a friend of my father that let me try the bike when I was really at the beginning. I was, I think, 14 or 15 years old. And in 2011, I got the chance to race with Ducati in World Superstock, and was one of my best years. That then, thanks to that year, I went to MotoGP the year after. During that time, I was the factory, the factory test rider for the Panigale, the first V2. I already at that moment you feel a lot of pressure because I was 20 years old, and they were developing a completely new bike, an extreme bike, because it was the mother of the Panigale we are racing now. It has more than 10 years, but this kind of different bike with no chassis, with just half of the swing arm, so it was really particular. And I remember I was 20 years old, and they called me because I was racing with 1098 in the World Superstock, and they said, would you mind to try a bike in Mugello, but closed doors, we cannot say which bike it is.
Wow.
And I arrived there and I see they were mounting the bike, and there was just the engine because they put everything on the engine.
Right.
I say, oh.
There's no frame.
The first time, the day after at 9 o'clock, we switch on the bike, and we go out for a few laps, and I come back to the pit, and there was like 20 people coming to me. And I remember, I say, what can I say now? There was the electronic engineer, the chassis engineer, the swing and everything, and everybody was asking questions, and was but that year was really, really nice because I learned many things. And after a few years, I became factory rider for MotoGP. So really, I started from the lowest level till the top. And yeah, for going at the Ducati factory, you need a lot of permission, a lot of paper, and but for myself, I just waved the hands, and
wow.
I also last year because they really know me very well, racing with them for many years, win races, and really for me has been great to race for so long with them. Became, racing in MotoGP with that bike, with the factory bike, means that you are riding the best product they can make. I mean, this is the top, and it's like a pride to ride that bike, and I'm so happy that I have been able to race with them.
Well, we're happy you're riding it in America for sure, and we want to wish you good luck this weekend. So Danilo will be going out on the track here in a little bit to walk around and kind of get an up-close look with his team at the course here. He's never ridden a wheel on this He likes wheels, but he hasn't put his wheels on this track yet. So he'll be doing that this weekend for 2 Medallia Superbike races from Ridge Motorsports Park, and he'll be at Laguna after that. So we'll keep it going as we watch Danilo's adventure and acclimating to becoming a little bit of an American, let's say. Thanks for being on with us, Danilo. I want to also mention to the fans out there who attend our races, I always point this out about the best seat in the house is as a corner marshal, and we're always looking for volunteers to go out there. Danilo can speak as well as any of the riders to the point that corner workers, corner marshals are so important to our sport. I mean, they're the first on the scene to help these riders when they're down or if they see things on the track that are a safety issue, and obviously safety is hugely important to us as well as our riders. So I want to encourage anybody that comes to our races or hasn't been to one of our races to get involved as a corner marshal. Sometimes they're even paid positions, but for sure you get up close and personally, you get to see Danilo, not under circumstances where he might be on the track, but in situations where you'd see him in the paddock and everything. And these guys are great about talking to the corner workers. So
I must say that sometimes it's much better to watch the bikes from so close than riding the bikes.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember so well when I was testing in MotoGP. Maybe I finished my work half an hour before and I went through the track, along the track for see the bikes.
Yeah.
It's something unique. It's really nice to see.
Best seat in the house. Take it from Danilo Petrucci. Anyway, thanks for joining us on this one. Thank you, Danilo. Paul, have a good day.